So, here's what we're doing. Like I said, Anodyne 2, Return to Dust. All cards speedrun, not any percent. This is going to be my first full run of this route. I did a bunch of the new part of the routing myself. There may be more optimal ways to do it, but I did some routing myself. I think this is going to be a pretty good route. And I think basically a better route is going to rely on finding some tricks to speed certain areas up, which I don't know of any at the moment. So the first half of this run is basically the exact same as the any percent route, because basically until you get to the 4th chapter of the game, basically you leave the Dustbound Village. Yeah, up until you leave Dustbound Village, everything is exactly the same as the any percent route. And then you leave Dustbound Village, and that's when things start to change. So that's when things will get interesting in terms of new routing choices. So, without any further ado, let's go into settings and make sure all the settings are correct. That's part of verification of any run, is you have to have the settings in the video recording. So we're going to do that here. Come back to language, show text immediately on, double health off, invincibility off, save on, skip dialogue on, the 60 FPS lock on, and finally language is simplified Chinese. So, I hope you weren't hoping to actually read any of the things happening in this run, but because that's not going to happen. Granted, I don't think you could read it even if it was in English, because the text just goes by instantly thanks to that skip dialogue option. So, with that all out of the way, we are ready to begin. We're going to get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Gonna skip this cutscene at the beginning. Perfect. And get the run started. I've just realized I don't have my chat window up, so I cannot see what anyone is saying. I will have to fix that in a moment. Good job. Let's fix that now. Alright. One of the first tutorial areas done. So other interesting things, I'm actually borrowing my roommate's controller because mine died. It is no longer connecting. And the interesting thing about that is this has a much less precise D-pad than the controller I had before, so some of my 2D movement is not going to be as good as it could be. I'm looking to replace my controller. Partially because of that, and partially just so I can give my roommate back their controller. And not have to share this one back and forth between us. Alright, part 3 of the tutorial. It's also a more awkward shape. Like, we're gonna get to pause glides in a minute here, and I find it harder to do pause glides on this controller, which is unfortunate for this speedrun. Speaking of which, there is a flashing lights warning when I get to pause glides, because I'm going to be pausing and unpausing the game rapidly. So that's a heads up now. I will let you know as they come up. The first one's going to come up right after we get back to 3D. So yeah, heads up. Pause glide incoming. There we go. Alright, that was pretty good. Obviously a slight time loss to having to bring up Twitch chat, but what are you gonna do? That's the dangers of live streaming, this sort of thing. Yeah, like I said, tiny bit of time loss there. But again, not a huge amount of pressure. Since this is my first run, it's going to be a PB by default, assuming I complete it. Similarly, I don't think there are any runs of this category on the leaderboard, so I think there's a decent chance this is going to be a world record, even if briefly. I should pay attention to what I need to be doing, because I was trying to run out of the center, but that's not where I need to go. This is where I need to be. Ooh, that was a good Nano Assassin boss fight. Alright. Brief cutscene here. That dialogue box. Get to here, and we're going to go to Misteria Waizel first. Talk to you, walk away. Talk to you a couple more times. And rhythm minigame. Okay. Now we've got our first full 2D section. All of the other ones so far have been kind of these little mini sections, but now we've got a full one here. We're gonna take the down fork first. One of the nice things about the way the save points work in this game is you just have to walk over them and you'll automatically save and fully heal. So like damage really isn't a thing, and you kind of get the damage boost freely, which is nice. Try to not kill any of the baby slimes in these rooms because they will cause gates to appear that block the way. Like that. Obviously, it doesn't matter as much on the way back, but... turn in these keys. Ah, crap. Like I said, having some issues with the D-pad on this controller. There, it's faster to just walk through the baby slime, basically, and then reset the room afterwards. Alright, we've got a boss skip here. And that's that section. Alright. Now on to Bran Maligden. Up here. We got another rhythm minigame. And then after we finish this area, we go back to the center to turn in some dust, since our tank will be close to full. Dust management is one of the trickier parts of this run. Just making sure you have the right amounts at the right time, all the time, is part of the challenge. And knowing just how much you need at each time. Like, basically, before we get to the crystal at the end of the section, we need to have at least 38. Given that we're at 36 right now, that's not going to be a problem. And in fact, if we pick up a little bit of extra dust, it'll help us need less in the next section. So you might see me pick up a little bit of extra along the way if it's quick and easy to get to, like that one. Grab this key. I didn't need to do that. I could have just walked around him, and I should have. Oh well. Okay, here we're just going to walk through the fire because it's faster. Grab those. We're actually close to hitting the dust cap. We're going to get 12 from the crystal at the end, and the cap is 60. So I only have room for 4 more in the tank, effectively, so there's not much reason to get much more dust, but there's also not much more dust to get, so it works out. Okay, that was pretty good on that Nano Assassin. That one usually gives me trouble. And split there. Ooh, gold split. Not bad. Alright, there's a pause glide coming up here to get back to the center. We're gonna jump on top of Bran's head, and then turn into a car in midair, and then start pause gliding. fine. Go back here, turn in our dust. Because we need 100 by the time we get to the end of these 4 areas. But we can only hold 60 at a time, so we have to turn in dust at least once. And this is when it's most convenient to do so. I have not had dinner yet. Probably after the stream is when I'm going to want dinner. Also, hello, Ayumiki. Alright. Go up here, do fancy little mid-air car transformation there, and we're on to the 3rd section. Alright. Boop, 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 bop. Beep, bop, beep, bop, boop, bop, bop, beep. Beep, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, bap, bip, bap, bip. Here we go. I like the energy to this music. It's fun. Oh my god. Ah. That guy, because you gotta lick that guy, apparently. It's just something you gotta do. The dust routing is also one of the sources of RNG in this game. Because dust drops are random. Most everything else is fixed, but that is random. So it's just something you gotta keep an eye on as you're playing. Alright, grab one of these boxes. Ooh. Come on. Last one. There we go. That could have been better, could have been worse. Dust there, dust there. Another gold split. I like it. Not bad so far. You can see I'm still learning things in the early parts of the game. And then, like, I expect the later half of the game to be really sloppy because I've only played through it as a speed run once or twice. By the way, here's the other big trick in the game is ride scale clipping. You can just kind of clip through walls like that. We use it in a few places, mostly to get in and out of this area, and then really only one other place. Most of the tricks in this game are in the first half of the game, and once you get to the second half, it's just good execution for the most part. Good execution and good routing. Hopefully my routing is good, because my execution needs some work. Doing pretty good on dust. Oh. But I'm screwing up basic things like that. So I need 38 before I get to the end of this area, and then I'll get 12 more from the crystal, and we'll be good to go for the last thing. At 35, so it's gonna be a little tight. We'll see how these dark rooms go. But I should get it without having to grind any out, so should be fine. There we go. That's the last of the dust that I need, so I don't have to grind any. I don't believe there's any point in getting any extra dust, because I don't think it will carry over between sections. I'll grab that one just because it's easy to get. No, come on. Get rid of all those guys. We got another boss skip coming up here. There we go. First try. Alright, that was pretty good. Great. Oh, I cannot say that sentence that I'm trying to say. A pretty good, great Gwom. There's a tongue twister. Oh, nice. I'm ahead. And that was very good, Great Gwom. My best ever Great Gwom, apparently. So now there we go. We clip back out of here, and we're going to have another pause glide here. Alright, now we turn in cards, and then we turn in dust, and then we talk to the people in the middle. Let's see, cards are this way. I'm honestly just saying this out loud so that I remember more than anything, because I tend to get mixed up if I don't remind myself. We will be heading above ground shortly after this. We have to clear the dust storm first, which involves filling the prism with 100 dust. And that means you have to reinforce the prism so it can hold 100 dust, which is why we need to turn in the cards first. But the thing is, those two things only prime it. We now have to actually talk to these people to make it happen. You gotta remember to just talk to everything down here, basically. And now we can go above ground. Alright, now we leave this area. We'll be back here, I want to say 2 more times. I think that's right. Yeah, that sounds right. Go all the way up. Go out this way, trigger a cutscene. Sit through the cutscene. Leave this way again. We're going to do another ride scale clip to get past the car wash here. Stand right here, rotate the camera like that. Easy as pie. Oh, come on. There we go. Get a card out of that chest. Oh, don't fall down, please. I'm a little lower than I want to be. Pause glide here. Sorry for not warning you. I have to really mash this one because I'm lower than I want to be. Alright, should be good. And we've skipped a rhythm minigame by getting up here. We're supposed to enter this area at the bottom of this pit. And by getting up here, we actually get to the second half entrance. And skip a bunch of text and, like I said, the rhythm minigame. So, good time save there. You gotta clean and talk to all the gravestones to unlock the path forward. So, that's all we're doing here. And then we're gonna revisit this area, but with actual color and music. And when we do that, these gravestones will be people, and we have to talk to the people. But we're also going to pick up a key that we're going to use in the second loop to get a card in a chest. Because again, this is all cards. And also, we're still at a point in the game where you need the cards to progress the story. So these cards aren't optional. Like I said, this is the same as the any % route for now. And we're back here. We're gonna just climb on top of this building and then use the decorative geometry to do this kind of tricky jump and climb up here. And come back in. And ta-da! Music and color. Talk to you. You can see we still have our key from earlier because it's actually the same area. Talk to you. This is a path we skipped earlier because it is locked, and now we have the key. And there we got a card. Okay, and we're up here. Talk to you. So you don't have to talk to every person, just the ones that were gravestones the first time through. So that's why I skipped the two people over there. I have to talk to this person, but I can skip the one on the left in this room. And then you can skip the one at the very end, because there's actually no gate after this guy, so... Sorry, bud. We get a crystal, and then we're going to go turn in this dust. Basically, after each of this section, each of the 2D sections, we've got to turn in dust, because we need 200 now, and we can only hold 90. Okay. A little bit of time lost because I was sloppy at the car wash, but still ahead overall. Seems good. Climb out of the pit over here. I said climb out of the pit. Come on. There we go. We're also going to pick up one more card on our way back to the center. So that we can upgrade the prism, because there's 8 cards in this portion of the game, and every 4 lets you upgrade the prism. So we're going to head this way. We're going to do some pause gliding here to get over that rail. up here, and then over to the waterfall. Lots of pause gliding in this section. And then up here. No, I said up here. And in the cave behind the waterfall, there is a chest. And then we're going to pause glide back to the freeway, which... This is one of the harder pause glides in the game, in the route. And then we just drive back to the center. We drive through this area. We'll be back here in a minute to get some more cards. We go through this room a lot, as it turns out. Turn in the dust. Oh, no. I screwed that up. I'm supposed to go turn in the cards first. It doesn't matter a ton here, but yeah, we gotta go turn in the cards. I mean, this is basically on the way, so it doesn't make a huge difference. It's I think a tiny time loss because you have to manually walk a bit more, and being a car is faster. Fun facts with Code Gorilla. Did you know being a car is faster than being a person? Also, I need to turn in cards here, not dust. Yeah, so conveniently there's a dust thing at the top of the elevator, but there's not a card turn-in spot at the top of the elevator, so you always have to come down here to turn in cards. That said, this is going to be the last time we're actually turning in cards. So we're going to be down here one more time for a cutscene, and that's basically it. Alright. There's another pause glide coming up to get over some branches that are blocking the way. This is just because it's faster to not have to not change out of car mode. Not because it's hard to get over that or anything. And then we open this up and drop through this pipe. We've got another pause glide here. Doing it not in car form is trickier, because you have to hold A the entire time while also spamming pause. It just requires a more difficult grip on the controller. Alright. We're going to do a little bit of dust grinding at the start of this 2D section, because there's not a ton of natural dust in the area. And like I said, we need to get to 200 by the end of the third 2D section we're going to do. Since you can only get dust in the 2D sections, it costs a lot of time if you end up with a little bit short and don't realize it until you're back in 3D. Which is why we just do a little bit of grinding here to make sure we don't end up short. We're going to grind to about 20-ish. 12, 14... 19, let's do one more. Alright, that should be good. We're going to go this way to get a key that we're going to need to progress. Oh, no, give me an ice cube, please. Thank you. Go down here. Back over here. Then we've got another key, and you can take a lot of damage in this area, which is why I went ahead and did a safety save there. Pick up some dust along the way. And these snowmen are the reason you can take a lot of damage, because each one does 2 points of damage to you. And you only have 6 health. That said, if your movement's good, you won't get hit by them, but better safe than sorry. Now, we gotta backtrack. We're in this upper area, but we gotta backtrack back to the lower area using this key to get another card in a chest. Oh, I need to not die here. Ow. I said not die. Alright, let's be a little bit more careful. There we go. Alright, the danger should be past now. Kill that guy to unlock this shortcut back. And now we're just going to go up to this upper area again, and this time take the left path and proceed to the end of this area. Yeah. That is the last thing that can damage you in this 2D area, so we're now completely safe. You have to exit and re-enter via this mailbox. You could basically investigate the mailbox in the house to get some lore. But we're doing a speed run, so we don't care about lore. At the moment. Which is a shame, because there's a lot of good writing in this game, and I really enjoy it. And I would highly recommend that you... Even if you watch me play this entire thing as a speed run, you should definitely check out this game. Wow. Really? That's a huge gold segment. Did I split wrong somewhere? Nope. I'm getting turned around. That transition there does weird things if you continue to hold the control stick, and I was distracted by that really large gold split. Okay. Not complaining. I never remember which way to leave this area. It's through here. Alright. Yeah, you can just get a little bit of lift on those branches and get right over them. Alright. We're going to turn in more dust, and we're going to pay attention to how much dust we have left to get to 200 here. Exactly 50. Well, that's convenient. So, at the end of the next section, we have to have 50 dust, at least. We're going to get 36 from the crystal automatically, so that means we need to get 14 otherwise. Another pause glide here to get over this gate. So 14 is the magic number. Talk to you. Okay. Got another rhythm minigame. If you hadn't figured it out by just watching me do it, the black particles are ones that you basically just have to not be touching the D-pad when they hit you, and you're fine. Whereas all the other ones, you have to hold the appropriate direction on the D-pad. It's not that complicated. And they're always the same, so you get used to them after a while. After a couple runs. This area always gives me problems. Like this overall 2D area, I always forget what the actual strategies are and end up screwing up just slightly. That did not give me a lot of dust, so gotta remember 14. 14 is a magic number. Pardon me, my throat is a bit dry. Need to take a nice big drink after the next cutscene, or during the next cutscene, rather. Yeah, I'm not getting a lot of dust at all. No, see, that's what I mean, is I always forget how far into the room I can actually go there. Get those guys out of my way. Talk to you. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to grind here a little bit, because there's basically one last spot for me to actually get dust. And it's in basically the next actual room, the next puzzle room, rather. So in... Oh, not here. Okay. I misremembered. Touch that. Oh, I took a bunch of damage here, but it's in here. It's this guy. Which is a problem, because he damages me if I inhale him. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Oh, no, I need to be this one. We're going to use the block here to find. This is unfortunate, but I had some bad RNG. What are you going to do? There we go, 14. I don't believe there are any other places to get dust before the end of this area, which is... Oh, come on. Yeah. Touch those buttons. Yep. Because we're going to get this key... And we're going to go back to that locked door, and just north of that locked door is the dust crystal, so... Oh, right. There's this room. I always forget this room for some reason. But there's no dust in this room either, so... Okay, exactly 50. That's what we needed. Yeah, we definitely lost some time to having to grind there. Ugh, we lost all of that time I saved on Iwasaki. That sucks. Oh. Almost screwed that up. Need to remember to get the last card. So there's one last card to get, and it's in a chest in 3D. So we are going to do that now. There's some very light pause gliding about to happen here. From the top of this hill, you can see that chest off in the distance. This one here. And that should be all the cards we need. So now we're going to go turn in these cards. And by which I mean, we're going to have a cutscene here. I can still save time, I think, by doing Dustbound Village well. I've 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, sorry about that. I need to count that real quick. Yeah, if I do Dustbound Village well, because I know I have some time to save there, so we can get back on track to a better run. And again, the times are a little bit meaningless, because, like... Oh. No, that's not good. Yeah, I was hoping to get all the way to the next room before dropping out of card form, but I got caught up on the railing there, so I messed that up. 7, 8. Where is the spot? I always forget. There it is. There's a specific spot there where you can use pause gliding, essentially, to get over that railing. And I always forget precisely where it is. Because it's more precise than it seems like. Excuse me. Alright. Fall over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, basically each time after you fall over, you have 8 steps until you can start going faster and change into a car again. So that's why you see me counting 8. Here it doesn't matter anymore because I can't turn into a car anymore. So we're just gonna mash to hit this as soon as possible. We're gonna fall, try not to touch the ground because that timer basically only works while you're on the ground. That says when you stagger, basically. And staggering is slow, so we avoid the ground. The floor is, in fact, lava. And then we're slow here, but we get out. Oh. Maybe if I had jumped some there, I could have gotten out without falling over. I should have done that. I gotta remember that. Here we're gonna jump a bunch because, again, it only tracks... That counter only updates while you're on the ground, so... There's a lot of jumping like a madman in this section. Alright. Come on. Yeah, we're gonna fall over some here. It's gonna happen. There's not much to be done about it. Ah. I was hoping to get in before I fell over a second time. These jumps are kind of random, so it's hard to know where he's going. Alright, and we're in Dustbound Village. Yeah, that could have been a little faster. Gonna remember to hold down and right as we leave this cutscene. Because it just gets me closer to where I need to go. It's pretty significant. We would actually start up in the upper left corner by the bed. Excuse me, by the bed. And you can kind of see how far we get just by holding down right as we load out of the cutscene. Yeah. So, saves a little time. Here. We're gonna watch a funeral. Oh, we're gonna get stuck on the geometry. I wouldn't recommend that. I'm gonna go up here. Talk to you, leave. And we're gonna go to the train station. Take the train. Yes, that's totally a train. Don't worry about it. We're going to go up here, and we're going to see the shrine for the first time. We'll be back here a couple of times. I think 4 more times. I think you visit here a total of 5 times. There's a set of rites you have to do with this equipment 3 times. Oh, I was supposed to be holding buttons there, and I forgot. Oops. Oh well. Here we're just going to kill some enemies. And we basically just have to sit here for these. Oh, I don't want to die. Please don't die. Alright, let's get a little health maybe. Thank you. Oh, that was closer than I would have liked it to be, but we didn't die, so we're fine. There's going to be a little bit of healing on the way to the shrine, which is where we're heading now. So, we should be good. Get healed. Forget to hold up. Now we're going to do these rites for the first time. It's toss the dice, cross the rickety bridge. Oh, I said cross the rickety bridge. I said cross the rickety bridge, and then throw something down the slide. Alright, and now we've got a wrestling minigame where we have to do fake hits, basically. It's kind of hard to explain how it works. But the easiest way to do it is to just be the right distance away and just tap the button, and it basically works every time. But judging that distance can be a little tricky sometimes. Here we're going to block some attacks, and then we have a quick time event. And then finally we have, get one of these, do this, and do that. Now we have another action section where we're killing enemies. And by killing enemies, I apparently mean running into every single enemy imaginable. Alright, and now we go back to the shrine and do the rites again. There's a lot of repetition in this section of the game. But I don't know, it's kind of nice, and there's a lot of narrative that we're skipping in between these sections. And so I like this part of the game, even if it is a little repetitive at times. Here we have wrestling minigame number 2. There are 3 of these in total. Always forget. Now we're doing back and forth, where I hit him once, he hits me once, and we're all good. Oh, I said we're all good. Okay. Now we do the quick time event. That. Nope, not like that. Up, 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 down, right, A, down, and X. The last one's always X, so I can kind of mash that one when I know it's coming. We're going to do some more back and forth here. If it's actually anywhere near me. And now we're going to hit him, inhale him, and spit him out. Then we have some cutscenes, and after the cutscenes, it's back to the shrine again to do the rites for the third and final time. And then we'll have one more wrestling minigame and some more cutscenes, and we'll be out of here. And we'll be on to the new stuff. Excited for new stuff. Of course, the first part of the new stuff is actually secretly old stuff, but old stuff that we do in a different order than we used to. Yeah, not much to say here. This way, onto the train, into the shrine. We're going to perform the rites one more time. Across the rickety bridge. And this time we throw ourselves down the slide. So we start with some back and forth like last time. Then we do the quick time event again. Up, right, up, X. Then he's going to turn to King DDD. I'm not very good at this section. And then, a super attack that we can just mash. And there we go. Now all we got is a whole bunch of cutscene until we get out of this 2D area. Followed by some more cutscene. Followed by new stuff. Yep. Cutscene, 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 cutscene. We blow up the shrine because we're fed up with this place, and it's time to move on. And then we split there. Alright, Oh no. Oh no. I screwed up my splits. Yeah, my splits are all screwed up now. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. They're still going to be kind of off because, like I said, I don't have an actual proper run. So obviously that live segment is super wrong. So we're just gonna kind of ignore that for now. But yeah, it's time to move on to new stuff, by which I mean old stuff in a different order. So normally in any percent, you would be going to do a dust grind right now. Because we're actually going around and getting all the cards, we don't need to do a dust grind, which is nice. I'm supposed to be leaving this way. So So we're just going to skip right past the dust grind and move on to this area. And this will look familiar with the any percent run. We got to go talk to a few trees. Talk to another tree over here. Cool. Remember what buttons are actually the right buttons to push, and then we'll go talk to the dolphin. Yeah, my splits are all kinds of screwed up. I'll have to do something about fixing it later. I might just have to reset all the times, but yeah. Your inputs don't matter for that quote-unquote rhythm minigame. It's supposed to look glitchy and impossible, and it is glitchy and impossible. But you auto-clear it in the same amount of time anyway, so it's basically just a slightly interactive cutscene. Go up here. We are still going to get a collar piece here. So our goal now is to get the 12 remaining cards and 3 collar pieces and the collar base. And that's what we need to actually progress to the end of the game. That was collar piece number 1. We're going to get the collar pieces in slightly different locations than we do in the any percent route, because it's slightly faster now that we're actually completing areas that we skipped before. First we have to finish this section. We did this in any percent. We're going to do it in all cards. There's a card at the end of it, so like we have to anyway. Just navigate that little area, go back to our room. Check the computer and go to bed. Then we're going to wake up, we're going to check the window, and we're going to leave, go to work. We're gonna check this gargoyle. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it's fine. We're gonna check the computer. And we're gonna go to bed. We're gonna wake up again, have a day that basically entirely passes in cutscene. And then we're gonna wake up again, and we're gonna leave via the window. And then this section will be done. So, now this part's still going to be a little bit familiar. We're going to run over here, and we're going to talk to this tree. And then normally this is where we would be going to through this door over here and visiting the orb. And we're not going to do that. We're actually going to come back for the orb later. Instead, we're going to do this. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably better to pick up this card that I'm about to get between trees 2 and 3. Basically, after visiting the dolphin, and before getting the next tree, but instead we get it here. I'll have to time that out, see what the routing looks like. And then we're going to talk to this tree and we're going to enter this area. So yeah, we just got a card out of that chest. Again, this is all cards, so we have to get it. There are 2 cards in New Theeland, and one of them is very convoluted to get. It involves basically completing the entire story of this area, which involves collecting these 4 armor pieces to assemble a set of armor that will revive the prince and also enable him to defeat the dragon, or at least deal a finishing blow to the dragon after we weaken the dragon. So that's what we're going to do. But there is a lot to this area. Okay. We're also going to very briefly open that gate for later. We can now go into picoscale, which gives you these super low resolution Atari style graphics. Talk to this guy a bunch of times. Okay. So, bunch of stuff to do. One thing we're going to be looking out for are these purple and yellow blocks. We have to talk to 7 of them in a specific order to unlock a path to an armor piece later. So we're going to start by doing that. That chest there has one of the collar pieces. We are not going to get it because there are other places you can get it. Go up. We actually go over and go up here. So we're going to go get the simple card first because it's convenient. It's in this part of the map. Our route here is basically dictated by those purple and yellow blocks that I mentioned earlier. Since you have to visit them in a specific order, it just is easiest to go around the entire world in that order. There we go. Enter picoscale here. I think we just need to kill we just need to kill the pink diamonds here, but it doesn't hurt to pick up a little bit of extra dust. That said, we're going to get 36 more at the end of this area, and the goal is to have fully 90 by the time we finish, but honestly, dust grinding doesn't really matter at this point. There's just enough natural dust that you'll get to the 150 you need to complete the game. And you can kind of see I haven't practiced this area very much, so I'm not really clear on the fastest strategies for completing it. But the goal in each of these rooms is to destroy the pink diamonds by shooting another enemy into them. And sometimes you get weird collision like that. What is going on? Please and thank you. Oh my god. I am choking. Alright. Let's do that. Get this guy out of the way. So I can... Well, I have to reset this room. And also I've taken a lot of damage. Okay. This could be going better. I'm just going to kill some of these guys to make it a little easier for me to not take a bunch of damage. There we go. There we go. Alright. That was not that hard. Yeah, that looks like a dust crystal, but it doesn't give you any dust like a dust crystal, so it just turns into a card like a dust crystal. So we got a card there. We are going to go this way. We're we're going to talk to this block. That's block number 3 of 7. We're going to go through this area, which you may recognize this as a spot where we do some dust grinding in any percent. We do not do that here, because like I said, we don't need to. But we are going to talk to, or go inside, the Mega Slime. Yeah, we already have enough dust that we're going to be at a max tank by the time we finish this area, so we do not need any more dust. And that's the first armor piece. Okay. So, we're going to go this way. We're looking for a kill room straight to the east. This room. We have to kill this guy in the middle. Don't reset the room, please. There we go. And then we go up here, and over there, and up here, and up here. We go up this way. We've got block number 4. We've got to unlock this gate. Then we've got block number 5 here. And the thing is, if you screw up the ordering on any of these, you have to start the chain over from the beginning, so you lose a lot of time, so making sure you get all of them and get them correct is very important. Alright, now we're going to go for the second armor piece, and this is a little trading mini game. So bottle at the cow, cow at the hat kid, hat at the squinties, orange there, clothes there, scepter there, heart there, baseball there, sword there. Yes, that all went by very quickly. You just kind of got to memorize it. Like, if you talk to all of them, they give you clues about what order the things go in. But obviously, if you're trying to go fast, you just memorize it. The next thing is there is a block this way. Inside the castle moat. This is block number 6. Which means we can now go to block number 7. We go over here, and then we just go south from here. Block number 7, and we've opened this gate. And now there's a area you can go through to get a hint as to where this next thing is, but we just know that it's right here. That's armor piece number 3. Then from here, oh, no, we gotta go west 2 more squares, and then south from here. Yeah. And now we've got this maze of caves. And the trick is there's this checkerboard pattern that you can see. And you always want to leave on a different color than you started on. And there's the 4th armor piece. And then this is the fastest way back to where we need to turn in the armor pieces, which is right next to where we started. Armor piece. Armor piece. Armor piece. Armor piece. Talk to you. Have a brief cutscene. And then we're gonna leave, going back the same way again. Go back to where we left our raft. and then use the raft to get to the boss for this area, which is down here. You had some very tight navigation in that room. Alright, and now we need to stun the boss to actually get to it by running around it in circles a couple of times. Like that. And then we go into Pico Scale. And we have this boss fight, which this boss fight I enjoy a lot. We're trying to inhale these swords and spit them at the boss. We can't go behind that red line. You could use the shields to block attacks, but you can also just dodge them by getting to the very top. Ooh. And so basically we're just trying to get every sword here and hit the boss and kill the boss as quickly as possible. Which I'm not doing a fantastic job at, but... Oh, no. Can I get this sword? Yes. Can I get that sword? Also, yes. There we go. There's the boss. And we're almost done with this section. We got a little cutscene here where the prince comes and deals the finishing blow. And then we inhale it like it's a dust crystal. And that's this section completely done. That is both cards in New Theeland. Okay, from here, right, it's back to the center because we need to turn in our dust. Our dust tank is now full. It has 90 dust. And so we need to turn this in and then get 60 more before we're ready to complete the game. Which should not be hard. Not at all. I gotta remember which way the exit is. You don't drive back this way in any percent, so I'm not used to driving this way, but here we are. Turn in the dust. And now we're going to Loquat Skelgum, which is a 2D section that we completely and entirely skip in any percent because there's no reason to go there. If you're familiar with the any percent route, by the way, you will notice that I did not pick up the collar piece in New Theeland. That's because it's faster to pick up the one in Pastel Horizon once you're actually completing Pastel Horizon. So we'll get that in a minute. We still get the other two that we pick up in any percent in all cards as well, because it just turns out to be faster. So yeah, we're going this way. We're going to run into the save point there a little bit. Through the door over here. Over here, we got to talk to this guy. I said talk to this guy. Drive over to a cactus patch that's over on the other side of this hill. Driving right over here, right up here, to talk to the skeleton in the cactus patch. And then we need to go down to that house down there, but first we're driving over here to grab this card that's tucked away in a chest here. And then we talk to those two now that they're together, and we can enter the house. So we have a 2D section coming up here with an interesting gimmick, with these balls of gum and rib cages. Excuse me, let me focus on this rhythm minigame. This is one I'm not as familiar with because it's not required for any percent. I mean, it's not hard because it's also only ever down presses. But yeah, we've got these rib cages, and we've got these balls of gum, and when you shoot a rib cage at a ball of gum, it extends into a bridge. And so we've got to use that mechanic to get across these gaps. And doing that quickly and precisely is rather tricky. So this is... I'm not going to do this very well, but it is what it is. I'm still figuring out the best, like, optimizations for these individual rooms, because I'm sure there's better optimizations than what I'm doing, but we're gonna go this way first. Push that over there, push that there, grab this, push that there, pull this down, push it into the corner, grab that, do that. Here it's about getting a path to basically all this ammunition so that you can actually shoot the guys up there. We do still care about dust. We're gonna get 1 dust crystal, so that's a free 36 dust, but right, I need to gotta remember what it is I'm doing here. Nope, shoot that please, thank you. We're gonna get this key, but it's a special skeleton key that talks. But that also means you have to go talk to it in a couple of different spots. Like here. But this also leads to a bonus card, so that's not really too bad. This room is pull this here. Do this. Do this. Okay. Take this teleporter, get a preview of some stuff we'll have to do in a minute. We want to bring this over here, like so. Bring that over there, like so. Shoot that. Don't really care about the damage. Health is not a concern in this dungeon. Alright. Okay, go here. Oh, I screwed that up. I didn't leave me enough room to actually talk to the guy. There we go. And then in this room, appears near the bottom, which... here. Alright. I'm sure I could have done that better, but here we are. Oh, crap. Well, actually, no, that works. That's actually faster than what I was doing previously, so I should remember that. Here we have to move this one into place before we hit it. Alright, and then we go back to each of these rooms. And we have to talk to the key. Now we have a bubblegum key. You. And now we have a little bullet hill section. I'm going to take a safety save there because I sometimes get caught up in this, but yeah, this is essentially a little auto-scroller section where you just have to dodge the hearts. starts, they shoot off one at a time, then it gets a little bit harder because they shoot off two at a time that go in these arcing patterns. And then they start shooting off three at a time. And now they're done. There's a collar piece in this chest. We don't need it. We've got other ones we can get. So... yeah, we're going to pick up the ones in Orb and in Pastel Horizon. And split there. Speaking of Orb, Orb is where we're heading next. Basically, we're going to climb this mountain. This one does not have a rhythm minigame to get in. So we've got... we do get this fashion minigame that we're going to basically completely ignore. The thing is, it doesn't actually matter how well you do at the minigame. You will proceed... You just have to participate in it 3 times. And then you'll proceed with the story of this area to get the card. So you got to talk to the right houses to get fashion orders, and based on that, you're supposed to make good outfits. But if you make bad outfits, the clothes designer just says, "I'll fix it for you. Just go find the next one." So we just make the fastest outfit, which is always basically this. So I hope everyone in this town likes that particular outfit. Let's see. This is the one we need to talk to on this floor. Okay. And then on the 5th floor, it's this door that we need to talk to, but also there is a card in this chest that we need to get, so. Alright. And one last bad fashion minigame. And now we have what we need to get past the gate that was at the very beginning. Because we've been told that there is a dust crystal behind this gate, which is a lie, but there is a card that we need. That card. And then it turns out the fastest way to get to the next place is to go here. And this is where that gate we opened earlier comes into play. Alright. So we now have 2 color pieces. We've got all but 3 of the cards. I think 9 of the cards. And we're going to get the color base right here. Ooh. Don't fall off, please. So that was the color base. And this last 2D section is Pastel Horizon. It's going to have the cards and the color piece that we still need. So... okay. And yes, this is where we just left, but you'll notice that when we left it a moment ago, this portal was not active, which is why we had to enter through this particular entrance to activate that portal. And this is Pastel Horizon. I love this area. The music's very calming and relaxing, and it's also just very pretty. Honestly, that's one of the reasons I want to do the all cards route instead of any percent. Is because you get to actually spend time here. You completely skip this area if you're doing any percent. Right. We're going to run into some ghosts that are going to send us over here. And we're going to turn on this machine to poison the water to get rid of the ghosts. It's fine, they're just ghosts. It doesn't matter that we poison them. Yeah. This section actually has a lot to do about ghosts. You do a lot of putting spirits to rest. And we're going to do that right here by first going into this fishbone. Also, by the time we leave Pastel Horizon, we need 60 dust, so you'll see me picking up some dust here as we go through, just to make sure we have 60. There is a good grind spot near the end of this area, so if we don't get to it in time, it's fine. Open the chest, please. Yes, there's a card in that chest that we need. And we put that ghost to rest. And now we can go... what is it, this way? I've forgotten. Right, okay. Sorry, I forgot the route there for a moment. Had to check my notes. It's east until you see this guy, and then south, dodge the whirlpool. And you're in the village. Gonna go through the village here, talk to you to get an item we need to give to another NPC. We're gonna then go back to follow the coastline. Go over here. And here's another spirit we have to put to rest in the belly of this beast. Okay, we have enough dust, which is good. This room is the last room where you will naturally get dust. So this is where you would grind if you didn't have at least 60. But we have at least 60, so we are good. Talk to you. Get the card at the top of this mountain. And now that we have put all of these spirits to rest, we are allowed to take the middle stop at the ghost train, which is not something that makes a lot of sense if you haven't played this game before, but that's what you need to do to get the last card in this area, and also the collar piece. Go over here. Nope. We get on the train, and we take that to here, where we get a collar piece and a card. And that's why we skip the one in New Theeland, is because this one is literally on the way. It's 0 extra time to pick it up. Whereas the New Theeland one requires, like, landing the raft again. And then we get to leave the way we came. And we go out this way. We split there. That's not too bad. Oh, right, I was a little slower because I forgot the route. Okay. That makes sense. But yeah, now we're back to stuff that you will recognize from the any percent route. Basically, all we have left to do is the Dustbound Village revisit, now that we have the collar fully assembled. Which is just going up this tower, going back to Dustbound Village, getting the card there, and getting the idea to actually get to the last boss. Last dungeon and boss. So yeah, we come here, we pet the dog. We pet the dog again. We put the collar on the dog, and now we can actually enter the dog. And you'll notice this area looks a lot cleaner and a lot less glitchy than when we last left it. Because it turns out the center can reach it again. Oh, I went the wrong way. Oh well. Okay. We got some cutscenes. And then all that's left is the final dungeon and the final boss. We're making pretty good time. I'm not unhappy with this run. Obviously, there's still some things that can be cleaned up. But, I'm pretty satisfied with this as things go. Of course, the final dungeon and final boss is the hardest section of the game, so, like, there's still plenty of time for me to screw things up. So we've got all of our cards, we've got all of our dust. Hopefully I didn't forget any, because it's a little late to go back for any of them now. We'll be able to check when we turn in the dust here in a moment, so we'll double check then. Yep, that's all the cards. All 12 of them. Plus the special one that we got in Dustbound Village. And that's at least 150 dust. So, we can now do this. I'm gonna not hold any buttons during this cutscene, because I've accidentally broken things like that before. So we're just gonna not touch anything on the controller until this cutscene is done. And still got cutscene. Don't touch anything. Come on. There we go. Alright, I can touch things again. Cutscene's over. And welcome to the last dungeon, which also has great music. I am a fan. I mean, I like a lot of the tracks in this game. Come on. Thank you. obviously we don't care about dust anymore, but health is still nice. And all of these dust drops double as, oh, dang it, as health pickups. We go this way first because way more of the dungeon is on this side of the map than it is on the other for some reason. Gotta manipulate this guy to actually hit all three of these switches. Then we go up here. We get this boomerang in a bubble. Because it's in a bubble, it doesn't break after hitting one target. Ow. We take some damage there, but it's fine because we basically have to walk over a save point to get to the next area. So that's a full heal. Get this guy in a bubble. Gotta, again, not hit the baby slimes. That mechanic's still around. Oh, I got pushed back by the... Oh, come on. Thank you. Oh, dang it. Let it shoot there. Let it come up here. Shoot here. Shoot here. There we go. Get another key. There's 3 keys and 3 things to get to that require keys. So we collect keys first, obviously. And it's just kind of convenient that it happens to be in the order that makes the most natural sense. I was practicing this last night, and this room gives me trouble every time. I should probably touch that save point, but we're gonna risk it for the biscuit, as they say. Okay, not bad. Great, I have to kill you next. Here's target number 1. These are the 3 items we picked up in the very tutorial area of the game. We now have to go and destroy them. Because it turns out they are contributing to mind controlling people, and that's bad. I believe there's a free save point on the way south, yeah. So we'll hit that for a full heal, which is good, because here's a section where you have to intentionally take damage to progress. Like so. Here we have to run into the snowman before it despawns. Or runs out its timer and explodes, rather, not despawns. Come on. That's 2 targets down. Now we're going to pick up the last key at the end of this path. Oh, come on. Stun that so we can actually get through here. And then go back to the initial fork in the road where we went left and go right instead. But yeah, it turns out there's 6 things you need to get in this dungeon, and 5 of them exist on the other path. I don't know, which I find interesting. at least hit this guy? Does that maintain through? No, it does not. Okay. Well, I screwed that up. This. Let it hit me to slow it down. Oh. Come on. Thank you. Okay. We should be good now. We're gonna hit this target. And now all that's left is to walk to the final boss and fight the final boss. We are nearly done. Sub 2 hours is definitely extremely realistic. As long as they don't die to the final boss a million times. Sub 150 is going to be a bit trickier, but I think if I don't die on... If I clear this boss on the first attempt, I think 150 is possible. Alright, let's see if I remember... not a great start. Okay. I at least managed the 2 cycle there, which is our target. This way. Phase 1 complete. Three cycle. 2 cycle is always the target, but 2 cycle is also hard, and I'm not good at it yet. And it only gets harder because you get less time as the boss progresses, so... Phase 2 cycle is harder than Phase 1 2 cycle, and... Same is also true for Phase 3. Yeah, I'm definitely not getting 2 cycle there. Oh. 4 cycle. It's fine. I didn't die, which is the important part. I've died on the final phase of that boss fight more times than I care to admit. But this part, I'm not worried about dying. There we go. Sub 150. Time stops when the last text box clears the screen. There's that wonderful noise. Time. Okay, that shows up as red. It's worse than my sum of best segments, but that is, of course, a new PB. That was almost sub 145. I think I could definitely get a sub 145 if I... with a little bit of practice, but... that was a pretty good run. I'm pretty satisfied with how that went. Let's mess with this a little bit. Let's see. Compare against personal best, which obviously doesn't show anything, but hey, this is now my personal best, is 146.49. I might retime the end there a little bit, because I'm always a little late on that very last split, but so I may do some retiming there, but I'm pretty happy with how this went. Let's see, it's 8 p.m. and I still haven't had dinner, so that's gonna do it for this stream. I'm gonna call it a night. I will stream again some other time. And yes, this is a horrifying frame to leave it on at the end, but what are you gonna do? So thank you everyone for joining me, and that'll be it. Goodbye.